Have you ever wondered why love feels like it takes so long to arrive, as if the universe is holding something back from you? Nights when you lie awake, asking yourself if God has forgotten your prayers, if all the heartbreak and loneliness were in vain. Deep down, you feel a longing that words cannot capture. You don't just want any relationship, you crave the one that was written for you, the one soul that feels like home. And maybe you've started to notice something different about this season of your life. A shift, a stirring, a sense that the waiting has a purpose, and that something greater is about to unfold. The truth is, divine timing is never late. What feels like delay is often God's way of preparing your heart, your spirit, and even your future for a love that will not break you, but build you. Every tear you've shed, every good bye you've endured, every season of emptiness was not wasted. It was shaping you, stretching you, making room inside you for something sacred. God doesn't send your soulmate when you demand it. He sends them when He knows you are ready to recognize them. Because true love is not about filling a void, it's about overflowing with purpose together. Think about it. How many times have you rushed into relationships that left you empty, simply because you were tired of waiting? How many times have you accepted less than you deserved, hoping it would be enough? But here you are, wiser, stronger, no longer willing to settle. That alone is proof that the timing is shifting. Because patience is no longer pain to you, it has become power. You are learning that waiting is not weakness. Waiting is trust. Waiting is surrender to a plan far greater than your own. And that trust is the very soil where love grows. You may not see it yet, but every step of your journey has been leading you here. Those lonely seasons taught you resilience. Those broken moments taught you compassion. The silence taught you how to listen, not just to others, but to God's whisper in your heart. And that whisper is saying, "It is coming." The right person is not late. The right person is not lost. The right person is being prepared, just as you are being prepared. And this is why patience feels different now. It no longer feels like waiting in vain. It feels like a quiet knowing. You begin to sense that what once broke you cannot touch you anymore. The fear of being alone doesn't control you the way it used to. Instead, you feel peace even in the emptiness. That peace is a sign. It's not just comfort, it's confirmation. Because the moment you stop chasing love from a place of desperation is the moment you create space for real love to arrive. God is not withholding from you. He is aligning you. He is weaving your story with someone else's story in ways you cannot see. Somewhere right now, your soulmate is walking their own journey of growth, healing, and becoming, and every prayer you whisper is guiding them closer, just as their prayers are guiding you. You are not waiting alone. You are both being drawn toward the same destiny, and when the moment is right, paths will cross in a way that feels less like meeting and more like remembering. So if you find yourself in a season where patience no longer feels like punishment but preparation, take heart. That is one of the clearest signs that God is moving pieces you cannot see. The waiting was never empty. It was never wasted. It was shaping you into the person who will not only recognize your soulmate, but also be ready to walk beside them. The timing of love is divine, and when it comes, you will understand why it had to take this long. Stay faithful, stay patient, because the love you've been waiting for is not an accident. It is an appointment, and God never misses His appointments. And here's why you should hold on until the end of this journey. The reward is not just love, but love that feels like destiny. A love that honors God, that lifts you higher, that feels like coming home after years of wandering. That is why the waiting matters. That is why you cannot give up now. Because your story is not over, it is only beginning, and the best chapter is about to be written. When God begins to prepare your heart for your soulmate, the first thing that changes is not the world around you, but the world within you. Before love enters your life, something powerful begins to shift deep inside. You start noticing that the things which once held you no longer have the same grip. The distractions that once pulled your heart away feel empty. The patterns you used to repeat no longer fit the person you are becoming. It's as if your spirit knows that something higher is calling you, and suddenly the shallow no longer satisfies. This inner transformation is not accidental, it is intentional. It is God's way of clearing the path inside of you so that you can recognize and receive the one He is sending. You may not even realize it at first, but old habits fall away. Toxic relationships lose their appeal. The same cycles you used to chase now feel foreign, almost as if you've outgrown them overnight. That is not coincidence, it is growth. It is the signal that your soul is being elevated to meet the love that is also rising toward you. Think back to the moments when you ignored the red flags, when you clung to relationships that drained you, when you confused temporary attention for lasting connection. You may have thought that was love, but your spirit always knew better. Now those days seem distant. You no longer crave the chaos you once tolerated. You crave peace. You crave alignment. You crave something pure. That craving is a sign. It is the awakening of your soul, showing you that you are ready for more. And this is where faith deepens, because inner change doesn't always feel easy. Growth often comes with shedding people, shedding places, shedding pieces of yourself that no longer serve your purpose. It can feel lonely, it can feel uncertain, but it is necessary. You cannot step into the love God has for you while holding on to the chains that once kept you small. The release may hurt, but the release is proof that you are making space for something greater. Inside this transformation, you begin to recognize your worth in ways you never did before. You stop begging for love. You stop chasing validation. You stop settling for words without action. Instead, you stand taller, you set boundaries, and you protect your heart with wisdom, not fear. And here is the beauty of it. The moment you embrace your true worth is the moment you attract someone who sees it too. Because real love does not come to heal your brokenness, it comes to join your wholeness. This is why the inner shift matters so much. Without it, you would still be drawn to what is familiar, even if familiar was unhealthy. But with it, your spirit is tuning itself to a new frequency, one that only your true soulmate will recognize. It is as though your soul and theirs are being tuned to the same song, and when the time comes, you will hear it clearly. You won't have to question. You won't have to force it. Your spirit will know. Pay attention to the signs within yourself. Notice how you no longer tolerate half-hearted love. Notice how you feel restless in places where your soul does not belong. Notice how you're no longer afraid to walk alone rather than walk with the wrong one. These are not just random feelings. They are confirmations. They are the evidence that God is refining you, carving away the old, and preparing you for the kind of love that matches your highest calling. And though the process can feel heavy at times, remember this: the discomfort of growth is nothing compared to the joy of alignment. The temporary ache of letting go will never outweigh the permanent blessing of what is coming. You are not losing, you are evolving, and every shift inside you is moving you closer to a love that will not only meet your heart, but honor it. This transformation is sacred. It is not just about finding someone, it is about becoming someone. Becoming the version of yourself that can stand beside your soulmate, not in fear, not in need, but in strength and in love. The right person will not complete you, they will complement you. And for that to happen, you must step fully into who you were created to be. That is why this inner change is happening now. That is why you feel different, stronger, freer. And as you embrace this growth, remember that every shift is a signal. Every breakthrough is evidence. Every release is a preparation. The more you align with the person God is shaping you into, the closer you draw to the person He is sending into your life. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to force it. You only have to trust the work happening within you, because it is leading you straight into the arms of the one written for you. This season is not about waiting anymore. It is about becoming, and as you become, love will find you not as a random accident, but as a divine appointment. Because the soul you are becoming is already connected to the soul that is waiting for you, and when the time comes, both will recognize each other instantly, not by sight, but by spirit. When your heart begins to transform and your soul awakens, something mysterious starts to happen around you. You feel an unexplainable pull, a quiet nudge, a sense that life is guiding you towards something greater. It doesn't always make sense in the moment. You just notice yourself being drawn to new places, meeting new people, or taking steps that feel almost accidental. Yet deep within, you know it isn't chance, it is alignment, it is God moving you closer to what He has already prepared. This pull can feel subtle at first, a sudden desire to step outside your comfort zone, an unexpected invitation that stirs your curiosity, a path opening where before there was only resistance. You may even find yourself in situations you never imagined, surrounded by opportunities you never sought, and yet everything in you whispers, "I am meant to be here." That whisper is divine guidance. It is the invisible hand of God steering you toward the encounter that will change your life. So often, we confuse destiny with coincidence, but there are no coincidences in the plan of God. Every step has meaning, every meeting has purpose. Every closed door and every new beginning is part of a larger design. When you feel that magnetic pull inside, trust it. It is not random. It is not your imagination. It is the call of your future pulling you forward, and your soulmate is being drawn toward that same direction. There is a sacred law at work here. What is meant for you cannot pass you by. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to manipulate it. When two souls are written into the same story, their paths will align no matter how far apart they once were. And the unexplainable pull you feel is simply the evidence that the alignment has already begun. You may not see the full picture yet, but the pieces are falling into place. This pull also awakens a deeper sensitivity within you. You become more aware of signs, more open to intuition, more attentive to the quiet ways God speaks. You start recognizing patterns, words that keep repeating, opportunities that seem to find you, moments that feel too perfect to be random. These are not accidents. They are confirmations. They are reminders that you are not wandering aimlessly. You are being led. And as you follow this pull, something inside you begins to shift even further. Fear loosens its grip. Doubt begins to fade. Instead of asking, "What if it never happens?" you start feeling it's already on its way. That shift in mindset is powerful. It changes how you carry yourself, how you move, how you trust. Faith replaces fear, and that faith becomes a magnet, pulling what is meant for you even closer. Your soulmate is not hidden from you. They are being revealed to you at the perfect time. And this invisible pull is proof. Somewhere they too are feeling drawn in ways they can't explain. Somewhere they too are being guided, making choices that will bring them closer to you. You are not alone in this journey. Your souls are being synchronized, step by step, so that when the moment comes, it feels less like meeting and more like remembering. Think about the beauty of this truth. The same God who designed the stars, the oceans, and the universe is also designing the path that will bring two hearts together. That is why you don't need to force anything. That is why you can trust the pull, because what God joins, nothing can separate. There will be times when the journey feels unclear, when you can't see the full map, when all you have is the next step in front of you. But that is enough. You don't need to see the destination to trust the direction. Every step is sacred. Every step matters, and the pull you feel is your proof that you are not walking in circles, you are walking into your promise. So if you feel this magnetic energy drawing you towards something greater, lean into it. Do not resist it. Do not ignore it. Trust it with your whole heart, because that pull is the bridge between where you are and where your soulmate is. It is the thread weaving your stories together. It is the invisible current carrying you toward the love you have been praying for. Hold on to that knowing, even when you cannot explain it, even when others don't understand it. Hold on to the certainty that God is aligning you. Because when the time comes and your paths finally cross, you will realize it was never chance. It was never luck. It was divine orchestration from the very beginning, and that moment will feel like destiny unfolding before your eyes. The unexplainable pull you feel is not a mystery to fear, it is a promise to embrace. It is the proof that your journey is already in motion, and as long as you follow it with faith, you cannot miss what is written for you. Because the one meant for you is not just out there somewhere, they are already on their way, guided by the same pull that is guiding you. When the pull of destiny grows stronger, something else begins to rise alongside it, the weight of testing. Before every blessing, there is always a test. Before every breakthrough, there is always resistance. This is not meant to discourage you, it is meant to strengthen you, because the kind of love God has for you is not ordinary, and extraordinary love requires extraordinary preparation. You may notice that just when hope begins to grow, challenges appear, doubts whisper louder, loneliness feels heavier, old wounds try to resurface. It is almost as if the moment you start believing that your soulmate is near, life tries to convince you otherwise. But do not be deceived. This pressure is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are close. The enemy always attacks hardest right before a breakthrough, because he knows what's coming will shift your entire life. This test of faith is not about punishing you. It is about refining you. It is about proving the strength of your spirit and the depth of your trust, because true love is not just about emotion, it is about endurance. And before God brings two souls together, He ensures that both are ready to stand through storms, not just bask in sunshine. Your soulmate is not meant to carry your broken faith, they are meant to walk with your unwavering faith. That is why you are being tested now. It is in these moments of testing that your character reveals itself. Do you give up when the wait feels long, or do you hold on with trust? Do you let the loneliness consume you, or do you rise above it, knowing it is only temporary? Do you settle for less because you are tired, or do you remain patient for the love that is truly meant for you? Every choice in these moments shapes not just your path, but your readiness. Remember, diamonds are not created in comfort. They are created under pressure. Gold is not purified in ease. It is purified in fire, and the same is true for your journey to love. The weight you feel right now, the pressure you carry, is not crushing you, it is shaping you. It is turning you into someone who can not only receive love but also sustain it. Because love is not just about finding the right person, it is about being the right person when they arrive. These tests also serve another purpose. They break away the illusions that once held you. They teach you that you don't need to cling to desperation. They teach you to walk with faith, even when you cannot see. They teach you that God is enough, even before love arrives. And when you learn that lesson, you step into love from a place of fullness, not emptiness. That is what makes the connection unshakable. So if life feels harder right now, if your patience feels stretched thin, if your faith is being pushed to its limits, do not lose heart. This is not the end of your journey. It is the refining fire before the blessing. It is God asking you, can you trust me when it looks impossible? Can you hold on to hope when everything around you says let go? Because if you can stand now, you will stand even stronger when your soulmate arrives. The beauty of this test is that it prepares you for permanence. Temporary love crumbles under pressure, but true love endures. When you meet the one God has chosen for you, the storms will come, the challenges will rise, but your faith will already be strong enough to hold steady. You will not be shaken because you have already been tested, and instead of breaking, you will rise together. Hold this truth close. Testing is evidence that you are close to break through. The greater the test, the greater the blessing on the other side. So do not run from the fire, walk through it. Do not let doubt steal your faith, protect it. Do not give up because of the weight, carry it, because that weight is building the strength you will need for the love you are about to receive. And when you come out of this test, you will see why it was all necessary. You will see how every struggle built resilience, how every tear built compassion, how every lonely night built clarity. You will understand that without this testing, you would not be ready. But with it, you are prepared for a love that will not only enter your life but stay. So stand firm in the test. Let it mold you, let it shape you, let it prove your faith, because on the other side of this season is the love you have been waiting for. And when it arrives, you will not doubt it, you will know it, because you will see that the pressure you endured was not punishment, it was preparation. It was the final step before promise. After the storm of testing, something begins to settle inside you that no struggle can shake. It is not excitement, not nervous anticipation, but a deep and unshakable peace. This peace is unlike anything you have felt before, because it is not tied to circumstances. It does not come from someone's presence or someone's promises. It comes from within, placed there by God as confirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. This peace shows up when the fear of being alone no longer controls you. You stop worrying about timelines. You stop comparing your journey to others. You stop asking when and start trusting why. It is as if your heart finally exhales after years of holding on too tightly. You begin to realize that love is not something you chase, it is something you attract when your spirit is aligned. That calm is your greatest sign, because desperation cannot carry you into destiny, only peace can. Many people mistake silence for emptiness, but silence is where God does his deepest work. When your heart is quiet, when your soul is steady, when the noise of fear fades away, you create the space for true love to enter. Peace is the soil where divine connection grows, and the fact that you feel it now, even before your soulmate arrives, means you are ready. Because the right person is not meant to fix your chaos, they are meant to share your calm. Think about how many relationships crumble because they were built on fear. Fear of being alone, fear of not being enough, fear of missing out. But fear cannot sustain love. It suffocates it. What sustains love is peace, two whole souls coming together, not out of lack, but out of overflow. And when that kind of love enters, it feels natural, not forced. It feels safe, not uncertain. It feels like home. That is why God is preparing your heart with peace now, so that when your soulmate arrives, you won't confuse them with temporary distraction. You will recognize them by the calm they bring, not the chaos they cause. Peace also changes how you see yourself. Instead of doubting your worth, you begin to carry it with quiet confidence. Instead of begging for love, you begin to trust that you deserve it. Instead of trying to prove yourself, you begin to rest in the truth that you are already enough. That self-assurance is magnetic, and it is exactly what draws the right person into your life. Because the love God has written for you is not attracted to desperation, it is drawn to authenticity. This inner calm does not mean the absence of challenges. It means that challenges no longer shake you the way they once did. You begin to respond differently. Where you used to react with fear, now you respond with faith. Where you used to panic, now you remain steady. That steadiness is what creates space for love to flourish, because lasting love cannot survive in an atmosphere of constant fear. It needs stability, and your peace becomes the foundation. You may notice this peace in small, quiet ways. You stop obsessing over the past. You stop chasing what left. You stop replaying old wounds in your mind. Instead, you look forward with expectation. You wake up with a sense of readiness, even if you don't know exactly what you're preparing for. You feel lighter, freer, more open to possibility. That is not accidental, it is intentional. It is the signal that you are finally aligned with God's timing, and your heart is ready to receive. And when peace fills your heart, you also begin to trust the process more fully. You no longer demand signs and timelines from God, because you realize the evidence is already inside you. That stillness you feel is proof that you're walking in step with His plan. You stop striving and start allowing. You stop doubting and start believing. And in that posture of peace, you create room for your soulmate to step into your life without resistance, without fear, without hesitation. So do not overlook the calm. Do not dismiss the stillness. It is not emptiness, it is preparation. It is God whispering to your heart that you don't need to worry anymore, because what is meant for you is already on its way. The right love does not enter through panic. It enters through peace. And when it comes, it will not disrupt your calm, it will deepen it. This is the final sign, the one that confirms everything else. When peace becomes your companion, you can rest in the assurance that you no longer have to chase, force, or fear. Love will meet you in that calm, because God does not send your soulmate into chaos. He sends them into the place where your soul is steady, where your spirit is strong, and where your heart is ready to give and receive without fear. Hold on to that peace, protect it, guard it, because it is the clearest evidence that your waiting has not been wasted. Your journey has led you here, to this moment of stillness, and soon it will lead you into the love that was always meant for you. And when it arrives, you will know without question, because it will not disturb your peace, it will multiply it.